All right, this is Meredith. Let's talk about content templates in Brightspot. I think of content templates as editorial shortcuts. The whole idea with content templates is they're a way for you to save a little bit of time as you go about your daily activities as a writer or an editor in Brightspot. So, okay, what is a content template? Let's go into an article. So let's pretend for a minute that I am a writer for the Brightspot site. Every time I write an article, I have to assign myself as the author, and every article I ever write, I assign to the Brightspot CMS section. If you are at a news publisher, your author might be the same, it's you, or your section. You might always write for politics, or you might always write for news, or you write for a particular tag. Those sorts of steps of associating that metadata with content, you can streamline with a content template. So there's a couple ways to create them. The one that I like is in the gear here on any published piece of content. You have an option to create a content template, which I'm going to do. And that takes you into the content template view. So from here, I'm going to name this Meredith Rodkey content template, or actually we'll call it Meredith Rodkey article. And I'm going to clear out the stuff that's going to change on every asset, right? I'm going to leave my author because I don't want to have to do that every single time. I'm going to make the body field empty. Now let's say I have some editorial rules, right? Don't forget to embed at least one photo. Okay. And then I'm going to leave my section. So what that's going to do when I click save here, that has now created my Meredith Rodkey article content template. So great, what do I do with that? In order to make that content template available for myself to use in the system, you'll be able to do that in your profile. So in my main profile area here, down here I have this section called content templates. And there's a couple things here. There's global defaults and global extras. What's that? Global defaults, you probably don't want to use. Global default will take that content template that you created and replace the content type for everyone in the system with your content template. You probably don't want to do that. What you probably do want to do is global extra, which means that in addition to article, you're also going to see, I already have one here. I'm going to add my new one, Meredith Rodkey article, as well. And then you can also do this at a site level. So if we did site-specific defaults, that would replace the content, the underlying content template, so in this case an article, with the original on that site, or you can have an extra one just on that site. I'm going to do global. So let's go ahead and save. And now what you're going to see in search is quite a few different types of article, right? So in this case, if I come down to create new, we see article, which is the global one for everyone. And down here we see Meredith's article and Meredith Rodkey article. Let's create a new one. Now, as we're looking at this article, we're seeing my author byline has already been associated here. I have the reminder in my body field to embed one photo, and the section is pre-populated. So there it is. That is a content template. Now, that's the most simple use case of a content template. There's a lot more you can do with these, right? We see authors want to use them a lot, and it's really a time savings for authors. You can also create content templates and associate them with roles. So if we go, for example, into our reporter role, we can, under content templates down here, do the same thing, right? If we wanted to remind all of our reporters to always add a social enhancement in their body field, or if you have a scenario where each one of your roles varies by section, you can pre-populate the section tag or the newsroom or anything like that for each role. So that is another application. Taking that one layer higher, you can actually create content templates. This is sort of the other way to create them under sites and settings. So if we come in here, you'll see all of the content templates that we have on the Brightspot site. So you can create a new content template right from scratch here. I always like to go into them and creating them from an existing piece of content, but if you want to, say, create one from here, you would come into, again, sites and settings. Let's create one for gallery. And then from there, what it's going to do is show you all of the fields that are associated with a content type and let you modify them. So that is content templates. Like I said, I think of these as editorial shortcuts. They come in very handy and they can save editors a lot of time in their day-to-day workflow. They just take a little bit of setup, and once you understand how they're created and where to place them, they become really, really flexible, really great tools for making editors work faster. That's content templates. Thanks for watching.